And we're back with more Let's Play Nerds. There's both of three. Disco Elysium. Last we left off, I wanted to help this old lady get in contact with her house sitter and with her husband and find out why there was a delay in traffic. And I feel really helpful right now. Let's keep this going.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise. It's really just a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or
Oh, that's an
even
actual thing.
fictitious.
I knew cryptozoology was fictional animals, but I didn't realize it's like real things that are so rare.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Oh, she's
She
so
was about to
cool.
launch into an impassioned description, but stopped herself.
Well,
I
it's
got
a
plenty of time too.
phasmid
I
technically,
gotta keep
but
things going until Kim gets back, so I might as well uh talk to her.
Ah yes, Phasmatodea, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Ghost insects, colloquially.
where other
I like little
phasmids
camouflage
imitate
bugs.
sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast.
Very
Hence, it's
interesting.
named the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering it with us, officer.
There's a touch of
That
awe
would be
in the way
really
she
cool.
enunciates the creature's name.
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
True.
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a
Sounds
local
like the opening to
newspaper
Jaws,
about
except
their
it's insect
encounter with
themed.
a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
Nice.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses. Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
There's really no point in
Yeah.
manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too. The gnome of Jeroma.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue. It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at.
I can
A
imagine
couple
so.
of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma An entire day to die. Alas, no. And the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself.
Oh, that's
A
crazy.
poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again. That would be the giant of Kokonur. The
Okay, yeah,
giant
no, this is
lives in the
fun.
most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes. A mirage or a psychogenous luminance. No one knows for sure.
Of
It's
course.
like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision. The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable. That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget.
Right, because there's
Some
also
say
like
a
just
gravity anomaly
the
below the
density of
Kokonur
bones
desert might allow the creature
limits
to
how
grow
large
to
an animal
these
can get, right?
gargantuan sizes.
Like the larger it is, the heavier and thicker the legs have to be. And it comes to the point where they
Gravity
won't even
anomaly.
be able to
Digging
support
it.
themselves.
Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal
Can
Plateau
it
by
count as
renowned
like a
geologist
myth
Caitlin
or a legend
Migenou
type of
some
animal if it's
70 years
already
ago.
too small to detect? You know what I mean?
The bacterial colony Migenou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate,
Oh, that's
certainly
cool.
from before recorded history. Migenou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt, yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea. Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but
Wow.
also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
Ooh. That's one of those bad like what if scenarios where like here's a good thing but a bad thing along with it.
We can assume that she
You could
has
live
been living
forever, but
somewhere
everyone
in the
hates you.
wilderness
That
for decades
sucks.
now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream. What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are. The Col de Mamadaqua, or thin whisper of sound. And that's precisely what it seems to be. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. It's very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Kolda Mama Dakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
Interesting. So it's not just visible; it's also like quiet.
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama Dakwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
They disappear.
They cancel each other out. Psst.
I like how my subconscious is like, here's the answer. I'm making it really obvious.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population. After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Kultamama Dakwa population anywhere. It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights. What about what? Of course, dear.
That's fun.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet.
Oh,
The
nice.
toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Nice. I believe... Okay, wait, yeah, so the... Okay, yeah, learning cap. Yeah, for this is also raised to a 10. Okay, yeah. Nice. That was well worth it. Yeah, let's go to that phone. Let's go to the phone and make the call for this lady. But yeah, that was super cool. But yeah, oh yeah, so in the last episode, Kim left to take care of the body. I realized we could have had him do that maybe the previous day, because I only kept it overnight because I thought we could put it in a freezer.
The already
did it.
familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial pad.
Huh.
005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling.
Okay.
Calling. Still calling.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10 millimeter film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
Huh.
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as
I read
that of
videos a
man
lot. Am I a
walking
film
towards
buff?
The gallows.
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10 millimeter film for home use. This is Lamy. No. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
No. Okay, so it really
The file
wasn't.
cabinet stands steady as ever, and the unlocked drawer slides out to greet you.
Oh yeah.
The drawer slides shut.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's go back to passing the time.
It's the ledger you found
Incorrect.
in the trash. Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs on dozens of investigations. You don't exactly close. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised, which AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will
That's
always
not
trash
gratis.
everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature
Trash
of a
junk.
man,
Who's involved
and you
with?
can't lock them away.
Is anyone involved
because
in rubbish?
public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability.
What?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening, fines,
Will I become
dragging
one of
them to
them?
the station. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But
Yep.
then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably
And I've
less
done at
comic
least
one day
one of
when
those two
Burke takes a
things.
swing at your ledger.
Right? I broke the
He
bird.
must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slammed the hardened plastic board in his face. In the process, the ledger, he came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permit can't get out of his apartment, an invalid, with Burke which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Yeah.
It would be very interesting
Square
to read about
bullets.
these, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead. Who
That's
knows?
crazy.
Those pages are missing. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought
cough.
the couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location.
This
They
is
were
a small
young,
town, isn't it?
and they thought they looked cool on it. Yes, as you said here, insufferable. They were leaving it out. Cigarette butts, coffee. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called. Not much has changed in the mean. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. Something rattles inside, ever so
Ooh.
lightly. Is there and something small inside? Light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
Yeah.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's hand.
Oh, maybe you can.
Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
What is happening?
You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Where was I standing? Did I just...
There is nothing. Again. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy. Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow.
Cool name?
Because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do? It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause. You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights
What?
on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Hey.
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil.
Did I
Cold
bring you
water
back
runs
from
down
whatever
your
task you were doing? Did I interrupt that?
Drink. Water.
Water can be delicious.
No drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened? That does sometimes happen.
Hey, you can help me
He
name the
replies
case.
with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
I found this next to you. I'll tag along for the rest of the day if you don't mind. My business is concluded anyway. Are you
Okay,
okay to
good,
go?
good.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Wait, morning. Minus one authority. Little guy gets further and further away.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51.
Huh? Oh yes, the name. Good. What is it?
The setting sun, shit on a stick.
Oh, well, then maybe I can suggest one. The Hanged Man. Thank you. I think so too. Good and normal. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axel, or something. If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, Why are you sniffing it? Torturing your own nose for no reason is not conducive to case cracking, but...
Are you angry with me, Nose?
Yeah. Turns
Oh.
out your nose doesn't like self-indulgent literal shit huffing. Quelle fucking surprise. Come on, no more. The ledger is going without resistance or sound. The two panels move against each other. The compartment is now. It's slightly, ever so slightly.
All right.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. The youth center cut.
Yes?
Kim, we need to get someone to sign this envelope. I think I still need to wait till tomorrow to do stuff. Armor pieces. Right, close the water lock on Wednesday. Wait.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and as you tap on...
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Not yet, but I was able to convince the database people to serve private sector information. They promised to get back to me by tomorrow morning.
All right.
57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
Okay, map.
Officer, the main side of police in Ma...
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Still, all you see is
Darn
an
it.
old soldier.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer? We still have a game to finish.
I'm gonna see about getting that lady to sign the thing, and if not, then I'll read a book, and we'll do the rest tomorrow, in game tomorrow. Man, I was not expecting that, especially since it feels like such a heavy story element to have you pass out and get a book on it. Also, Kim's a real one, just saying. I mean, I don't think it had to be said, but you know.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the Bat stay on this.
Yep.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch. The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind him are two silhouettes wrapped in a passionate embrace. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen. That seems to sum up the premise nicely.
Are you really reading that, detective?
Good luck finding it. He's not much of a character, I think you'll find. Just a stand-in for the reader.
I mean, some of the world's most popular books are that, though. I mean, there are differences, obviously. There's some great beloved literature that isn't the case, but I think a lot of the popular stuff, especially ones that later get turned into movies, the characters is a stand-in, but then when you try to make a movie out of it, the character ends up being bland and doesn't know how to use a ketchup bottle.
The point is for the reader to feel like they're solving the crime along with Dick Mullen.
Encyclopedia Brown had character. He probably actually didn't. I probably just thought I was Encyclopedia Brown.
The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vespa to a small town along the Elysium coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he's asked, then returns home where he passes out drunk, as he does most nights.
I can't change that.
2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vespa police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane, desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vespa police to release him for 3 days, so that Mullen may... Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside.
Right, but I still want to read the book and find out what happens.
And not just any dame. She's truly one in a million. A knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. She's any man's kind of woman, according to this book. Are you sure about that? Something about her gives you a bad feeling. What kind of secret is she hiding?
I mean, she's a character in a Dick Mullen novel. She's going to be... She's hiding a secret.
Stop. Don't say it. Nothing. Forget it. Go back to your story. Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover, and that he was mixed up with a
dun dun dun. This is Paul Noir. This is crime noir.
At strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of... Outwardly, he would...
Yeah, I'm also just doing this to pass the time.
A typical the kid doesn't
exactly. You guys who like this book, read it. Will you play the game?
But Torvald. That said, Torvald and one evening. Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips. As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Deanna Deneuve turns to Mullen and says, "By the way, Dick, always aim for the center of mass." Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly. When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are covered with her blood. Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, knowing it's only a matter of hours before the cops discover Deneuve's body, if they haven't been tipped off already. The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before the cops catch up to him, he's going away for life. Can you solve the case before the cops close in? What is it, detective? It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. That's why Dick Mullen never lets anyone get too close. There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective. For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page and see the book for what it is, A collection of brittle, cheaply printed pages held together by glue made from the hooves of horses. You won't find the answers you're looking for here, in other words. Is it really so evil, Detective? Like what?
I mean, Kim did just save me, so I feel like... Yeah,
Do you
like, I see
even
a little
have
bit of hope in the
those?
world. Like,
Just
Kim?
make sure you don't lose him.
Oh,
You'll not find
no.
another like him.
Oh,
But then,
no.
what does this book know? It's just a poorly made piece of pulp garbage. So, who did it, Detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve? Could be. You begin furiously flipping through pages. Even as you know these books follow a series of well-worn tropes, you find yourself completely engrossed. You're turning pages so fast, you don't even notice the ancient spine coming unglued. You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick enough.
Oh no, I broke the book.
Dozens of pages scatter across the ground. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble.
Ah, yes. The problem with mass-market paperbacks. They are not made to last.
Yeah, it's
Perhaps
true.
this is a sign that you should get back to solving your own murder, huh, Detective?
In your hand,
Yeah, I
you
literally
hold
need to
4
wait
fifths
till
of
tomorrow.
Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity.
Alright, well...
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Oh... I didn't realize that was a stipulation for it. Okay, so what's something we can do?
Looking for something?
What else can we do? Maybe this guy got something to say.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks, Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Eberhard's law. But really, they're just like you.
I do have another book.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel from the sides of his head, because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections, comrade, but like there's only 4 issues. So please, If you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and...
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're
Right.
probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents.
You mean they're selling it and
unfolds
making money
before
off
you.
of it?
This section, you also... Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that. It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's
Of course
Republic
it
of
is.
Samara, SRV, devised and promoted by none other than President Kanajinsky himself.
So, in this fictional world with all these fictional countries, so that we can, comment on the various governments without calling out any real world ones, the communist one is still the ice world full of bears that people want to wrestle.
According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV. Of course not. The article makes plain that this is man on bear, or in some cases, woman on bear competition. According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively.
Nice.
This is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in La Cherte. Precisely. For too long, drink has been a scourge to the working class. And President Kennedy, you flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of it takes a moment. Why? As you leaf through the main feat, the tip-top tournée is an inter-isolar. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A. Made all the briefer by the... You think you're... Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10th... Where to even start? So, all of it, basically. Oddly enough, there's no way. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come
Maybe.
on, they're plainly...
I haven't met a lot of people with names, as we've established.
Under capital. Thus, and that precise. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching. Sure, you think that. That's because you haven't.
Oh, come on. Can this article read your mind? A certain kind of young man reads 1 or 2 books and suddenly thinks he understands the secret structures of reality. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents. Unsurprising, you skim that. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international... Judging from the you flip back to the front of the magazine.
Oh, right. Is there something over here?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Yeah. I would have liked the option just use the bench like I did before.
Yes?
Well, now I've read that book.
Only banal thing, one you should be ashamed of. It's no wonder the soft one doesn't want it back.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? What do you mean?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, so that's
The
just a me thing.
lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I don't know. Some people think in words. Some people think in thoughts. Some people think in like, it's like a vague concept or an emotion more like. Images is an option.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his familiar mnemotechnique A6 and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good.
Right.
Let's change the subject.
I feel like there's gotta be something. Oh wait, no, this is what I want. This is what I wanted. Nope.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen! Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno
Hey,
could
there's
hook
some
you up
useful
with some
stuff.
sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters FALN running down his trouser leg.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in
Wow.
Mirova by scientists.
Urban survival,
Pants
like
scientists.
parkour. Pant scientists.
Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness.
Possibly.
Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot.
Oh.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for fouling anyway, pig. Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
Okay, so you didn't climb that tree.
Fuck does
Also, I
Kuno
highly
know?
doubt the big guy
Kuno's not a
did. The
fucking
big guy
acrobat.
did either.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker? Cause he's the clothes fucker?
Yes.
Can't hear you, Kuno! Speak louder, Kuno!
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator. Kuno
Sure.
doesn't know who
Wait,
put that
can
shit
you
in
just
there.
tell me who he is?
And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting 2 and 2 together here.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno! They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching! Get away from my
This is
Kuno.
the most sense that kid has made.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away! Kuno doesn't like to
Bacon.
be seen with the Pope. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig?
I knew that was going to be the answer.
It's
That's why I've
always
been
Kuno,
skipping that.
never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that book shit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit out of you.
Sure, that's what you were going to do because you were shouting or whatever.
Fine! Got fucked by the Kuno. We alright? You wanna get fucked again?
Alright, well, that didn't go so well. But yeah, we're getting the end of the episode here. Hopefully next episode we can make some progress. Like, I really think we need it seems to be designed in a way that forces you to collect all this extra stuff, because otherwise time doesn't pass, you know. But, and they're like, yeah, not till Wednesday will you be able to reach this whole section of the map. But I could be wrong. I assume you guys watching understand this game better than I do. Oh, I was hoping that was a path for a second. Alright, well, I'll see you guys next week. Until then, do not forget to have an amazing day, eat something delicious, and hang out with someone you admire.